Hey everybody, it's Ed, and the future is now, and the future is 2022. I just wanted to wish you guys a happy new year and happy holidays as well. And I hope everybody's been staying safe and doing everything that they need to do to advance their investing knowledge and adding more to their accounts and whatnot. So I just wanted to go in what is going to happen for us in 2022, and when it comes to Tesla mainly. A little bit. Get rid of some of the channels that didn't play out. Anyway, so we can see the daily here, and you can see that obviously we had some downward movement based on Elon selling a few shares, as in like 15 million or billions of dollars worth of stock, which obviously everybody knows about. This is kind of old news, and I think he's pretty much completed with all of that. I haven't seen anything. Normally it pops up on my Schwab account. It shows me all the links to, all of the sales and everything. So I go down and see kind of how that's played out. And it's pretty interesting to see how those sales, they've been pretty sporadic, who knows, but it's not him selling, it's his power of attorney that sells everything. So, and who knows, whenever, he might be going to lunch and then they don't sell for an hour or two or whatever. But anyway, all of that is kind of moot. That's old news. And I just wanted to, I know I haven't been around for a while because just got a lot going on. So, but Tesla's doing its thing, and I wanted to go over the year and go over 2022 briefly, so you guys kind of know what's going on, as far as, maybe what you should be doing as far as the market's concerned. We're pretty much heavy Tesla. And there's so many reasons for that. I mean, obviously the main reason is Berlin and Texas factory opening. When they do open, and hopefully that's early in January versus late in March, but I think that's pretty much our window for when they're going to open. They could get delayed in Berlin. I mean, I guarantee the German government is doing everything in their power to stall Tesla's factory from opening and giving the German car companies a chance to catch up as much as possible. Anything to delay that. I'm not even sure, honestly, I don't even know why they allowed Tesla to build a factory there. I mean, that seems counterproductive for their economy. But you got to look at, I guess, the plus side is they're going to employ a ton of German engineers. Okay, they have great engineers, so employing a bunch of engineers there is a great thing. It's putting a lot of jobs and a lot of money into the economy, but it's also going to hurt a lot of the other car manufacturers. And Germany is one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world. So that's a little conflicting there, but I still think there's going to be issues with competition coming forward, but I'm not really concerned about it, because the way I look at it is Tesla, and Elon wasn't lying, and he doesn't lie in general. He just doesn't lie. If he says that they don't have a demand problem, they have a supply problem, that's the story. Okay, he's not making that up. That's the facts. That's just the reality of it. Like he said, he can sell every car that he can build for a long time. So the issue is getting these cars built and, getting them lower and lower, and hopefully getting the $25,000 car. But let's think about it this way. When it comes to Tesla, and all their positives going into 2022, there's dozens. Okay, but if you just think of the factory number one, factory number two, the fact that Hertz is already backlogging them. You can see that if you go on the Tesla website, I'm not going to do it right now, but if you go on the Tesla website, you're going to see, maybe I will pull it up. Let me just pull it up. No, I'm not going to bother, actually. But anyway, the Model 3 base model, the Model Y base model, and the Model S base model. If you go to buy them, it's mid-June or July. I'm sorry, I can't remember. It's like 6+ months to be able to buy one of those cars. Now, if you go and buy the Performance or you buy the Plaid or you buy something else, high-end car, you can get it like a month, okay? But that to me shows me that Hertz just went in and started buying, you know, blue, 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 white, 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 red, red, whatever. They just went in and started loading up and buying all those cars. They don't have a contract with Tesla. They just went in and bought them all up. And now they're just putting a massive backlog on Tesla. So Tesla's numbers for Q4, Q1, Q2 are basically locked in. I mean, they're going to sell, I mean, everything that they produce. And you got to think about basically what's next after that. Well, the Cybertruck or the Model Y with the new batteries, So 4680, I guess. And anyway, so you've got the battery possibility. If they start cranking out these batteries, that's going to be massive in itself. If they start cranking out the Cybertrucks, and I don't think that's going to happen until end of the year. Don't get me wrong. My wife she's ranked about 40,000 on the list for buying. So as far as when she got in, she bought in the day of the reveal, within a half an hour to an hour after it went live on the Tesla website. So she's within the first 40,000 orders, which is pretty cool because that means we're going to be getting one of the first ones in our area. So, and that'll be awesome to try out. But anyway, so that's a big thing. Now, the FSD, I don't think people are appreciating the FSD as much as they need to. Okay, the FSD is big. Okay, it's really big. I've been training. I got the FSD beta. I had like a week where I had like an 83 score, and within a month I got it up to a 99. I was driving like a grandma for a while, and I was being like super conscious, but I was basically trying to learn from the from the system, from the safety score, is how they're doing that, how to be safe. And I understand kind of how they do it now. They don't want you riding people. They don't want you cornering too fast. You could lose control that way. They basically want to do things to stop you from having an accident in general. But so anyway, I got the beta, so I've been testing it for a while, and I just got the new update, the new Christmas holiday update, and that's pretty killer. I mean, it has a bunch of things. You've had a lot of backlash on it so far as like, usability. I don't know if it'll play to other music. The system's awesome. To have full screen view is unreal. Like every time people pull up to me and they're checking the car out, they're amazed. I guarantee it. This is just legendary stuff. And first of all, Tesla can start, what do you call it? They can start putting that money towards the company. They can start registering that funds for the FSD. And I'm lost for words a little bit. But anyway, so that's pretty big as well. The FSD, I don't think people appreciate how good it works. I've been using it for hundreds of miles now, and I barely have to ever take it off of the FSD. I barely have to pull it out, and it's usually because I'm worried the system's not going to work right. It's not because it did anything wrong. It's more because I'm paranoid that it might. So it is very hard to trust it. In the first week, I couldn't trust it at all. I was super paranoid. But after a while, you start building a little bit of trust in it, knowing that it is going to break every time. It is going to corner properly, and and it's not going to. I was driving it today, and it actually, I wouldn't say it cut this guy off, but it knew it, I had to get over, right? And the car had the window to get over, so it got over. But I would say there's maybe a car length or two in front of the car that it got in front of, this truck. And this truck ended up kind of blasting by me, and I was like, oh man, I probably pissed him off, right? But anyway, it was pretty interesting to see. And I have it on assertive mode, so I have it on, max performance to see what it can do. But I mean, I'm training it constantly. I've trained it hundreds of miles now. And this is my point. this is just me training the car. Now we officially have, I don't know how many cars. I mean, this would just be an estimate, but we have hundreds of thousands of cars out there now that are at least 50,000 to 150,000 plus. I don't really know, but I would say about that many cars are training the system all the time, every day, gathering data, improving the system. That's the breakthrough. It's not a breakthrough that they started putting out the FSD beta. The breakthrough is now they're gaining massive amounts of data. Okay, and that's going to make the huge impact. Okay, not that they're putting money into their coffers on the FSD now. Yeah, that's a good bonus for the, for the software, being able to sell the software. That's great. But that's not the issue. The issue is they are absolutely going to have level 5 within 2 years. I mean, it's almost there now. I mean, I drive the car all the time and I use the platform all the time. And, granted, I don't drive in crazy congested traffic, but the car is still being super conservative because it's just barely, it's a baby running out there. Put it this way, I had the whole family in the car and we're driving it and the car was driving itself. And we were driving like 20, 30 minutes away, whatever. And I asked my son, who's 16, and I was like, well, who would you rather drive home? Do you want Anita, our 8-year-old, or do you want the car to drive home? Let's say we put the 8-year-old, granted, super illegal, but obviously we wouldn't do that. But just for a thought experiment, if we had to have the 8-year-old drive or we had to have the car drive, what would you prefer? What would be safer? And he's like, oh my God, 100% the car. There's no way you would let the 8-year-old drive home. The 8-year-old would crash within the first 5 miles, right? And I'm saying, like, basically it's not quite as good as my son driving, even though he's only been driving for 4 or 5 months. But I guarantee the car in 1 year will be driving way better than my 17-year-old son at that point, in a year from now. And in 2 years, it'll be driving probably better than me. Okay. And I've been driving for, I don't know, I'd say 30 years or so. So anyway, this is a bigger thing than people realize. Again, people don't see it. They're not seeing what's really going to happen. They're just like, okay, well, there's problems with it, and people have crashed on it, and blah blah blah, and all this BS, all this FUD information that basically is not really. You have to see through all of that and see what's the end result here. The end result is by far, Tesla is like ranked like practically dead last for full self-driving, and you know for they're ranked so poorly on it, and it's, to me, a complete joke, because it's like they're basically, in my estimation, they're basically ahead of most of the other companies, if not all the other companies, and within a year or two it's over. It's not even comparable. The car's going to be unreal in 2 years. It's basically like the chess game, Deep Blue, whatever, for IBM, where they designed a chess game that could beat the best chess player in the world. And then they designed a chess game that didn't know anything, and they beat the best computer chess player, whatever. I can't remember the name of it, Go or whatever. Anyway, and it just, people don't realize how fast the computer learns. And people are like, oh, it's about the mirrors, or I'm sorry, the cameras and the radar, and they took the radar, that was a bad move, or this and that, whatever. My car has a radar on. And I understand why they removed it now, because it's giving conflicting information. Like, the radar might pick something up and then it might ghost break for no reason, where if the vision, overrode the situation and said, you're fine, there's no reason to break here. So I get why they're dumping the radar. Not because of they're trying to save money, because it makes more logical sense. Okay? So I didn't mean to go crazy on a rant on the FSD, but again, that is the biggest thing. And it's not because of the robotaxis and all that, and oh my God, they're going to generate so much money. That's years from now. Okay? That's years. 2025 and beyond. Okay? And I don't really care about that. That's not my main concern. the main concern is this car is going to be by far better than any other car. If they have a $25,000 car that basically can drive by itself with the FSD, that would be remarkable. I don't know if that's going to be a possibility. I think it's probably going to end up being about 30. They might have a car that they put out for 19,000 with no FSD, and then 25,000 with the base FSD, like half FSD, and then 30,000. So I think that's what they're planning on doing. So just to get the cost so that basically the people that can afford a $20,000 car, boom, they've got it. Somebody they can afford 25 and then 30. Now they're covering all windows. What you got to realize is when you make a product, it's not making a product that that only one segment can afford. And what Elon is understanding is that you basically just have to make that car at a price where everybody can afford to buy one of their products. If you can get one for 20, get one for 25, get one for 30, you're talking about the Model 2, whatever. And then you've got the base Model 3 for 35 base, and then improved Model 3, for 40. And then you've got the long range for whatever it is, 50, Model Y 50. And then you've got the performance that I have, whatever, it was like 60 something, but whatever. You're covering all bases of these cars, and it's genius. They're doing it basically by the price, and if they can have those batteries out, the 4680s, in the Model 2 or the Model 3, the Model Y, honestly, they can pretty much have those on all of them. I think they have to have them in the truck. I think to make the truck proper, they have to have those. It's not, they won't be able to get quality range and for the cost that they want to have if they don't have those cells. So I just don't see that as a possibility. The truck would be $80,000 for the base model or $70,000 for base model if they have to use the other cells, because the truck's so much heavier. You need more. You're going to need more energy to move it. So, and tow and all that other stuff. So anyway, the FSD is super critical, and that's one of the big ones there. But let me think. So we went over the two factories, the FSD, basically putting the money in the FSD towards it. Obviously the Cybertruck eventually, towards the end of the year probably, and then you've got the Model 2. If they've been working on it in China for 2 years now. He announced at the China Gigafactory in late 2019 that the design team in China is going to design that car. Sorry. And let's see. Well, 2019, 2020, 2021. It's been 2 years. How long does it take? He said it doesn't take any time at all to make the prototype. So in my estimation, they're just stalling. I think they probably already have it designed. It's probably already designed and built. It's probably done. It's probably been done for months. Think about it. Well, why wouldn't they just release it? They don't need to do that right now. There's no point. What is he going to do? Go get 1 million pre-orders of that in the first week? What's the point? There's no point. And then push it back like another 2 years? No, he's trying a new strategy here. Okay? I want you to be completely aware of what he's doing. Okay? And this is just my opinion, but I'm just positive on this. Okay? When they go to produce that car, they're going to be ready to roll. They're not going to be like, oh, we're producing this and you can buy one in 2024. No. When they go to produce the Model 2, they're going to be like, and we're ready to go. You can order your car now. And you'll be able to get it within a month or two. But the problem is they're going to have so many orders for that it'll backlog within 6 months to a year, even though they'll start manufacturing on it right away. Why? Because it's going to be super simple to manufacture. It's going to be like the Model 3, but smaller. It's going to be very easy to manufacture. They're probably going to manufacture it in all one casting mold. Okay? And it just it makes sense if they can, you know? I mean, he'll probably do something crazy where you'll be, like, crawling in and out the window. It'll be like Dukes of Hazzard stuff, where they'll just literally make one piece and they'll just, "Here you go. There's the car," and just throw some wheels on it and you're ready to go. You know? I mean, I'm telling you, this is something fishy is going on with the Model 2 because it's been 2 years in the design. There's no way it takes them that long for the engineers to build a prototype for that car. No way. So I think that that's kind of the secret weapon for this year, that they may have that Model 2 out and they may start cranking out. And that's going to crank the stock. I mean, this is why we're all in for Tesla in 2022. I doubt I'm even going to sell it. I mean, unless the market crashes, unless I see a real market crash or a massive 30% pullback in the market, we're going to be holding Tesla throughout the year. I mean, if the market looks like it's going to have a massive crash, then I might pull back on Tesla, but getting right back in as soon as I can. So the only reason I'm going to do that is to try to shave a couple more shares if possible. So, but I know that's a lot, but you really have to think about that Model 2 and when they're going to talk about it. Granted, Elon's going to be on the conference call for Q4, obviously, because he has to say what's going to happen for the whole year, what we're going to do. He's laying out guidance for the whole year. So you expect the numbers to be strong. I don't expect the numbers to be great in Q4, honestly. I think they're going to be pretty much on point. I don't think that they're going to blow anything away, but that's mainly just because of the economy, not because Tesla's not doing something right. So I think that's just related to the economy and potentially the supply chain issues, so which everybody's facing right now. So now, so what else? Forward tailwinds for 2022. I don't know. There's just bunches of them. I can't really think of any major ones offhand. If there's anything you guys can think of, throw them in the comments. I'm sure I'm missing like a couple really big ones, but not really concerned. I think that's the main stuff when it comes to Tesla there. So just to close up, I just wanted to show everybody some of the accounts that we have. We have about 20 different accounts. We've established, as I told you last year, that we established family accounts, and we're trying to make the most amount of money for people that don't understand a lot about investing. We want to show them and their family and their kids and everything that they can make a lot of money in the market over time. And the key is time. So I just wanted to show you some of the things here. You can stop the screen, pause it or whatever, and you can check out different accounts. So you can see all these are short-term gains, and we still have the long-term. I didn't include those two as well. It's going to be super convoluted trying to do 20 accounts and showing short-term and long-term gains and trying to figure it all out. But all I know, bottom line, is all of them are in the green. It's just a matter of what percent. We basically, the lowest percent is right around 10, and the highest percent is over 100. Close to 150%, but it just depends on the account. Some accounts I hit absolutely perfect this year, and nearly doubled certain accounts, and some accounts we just made 10 to 25%, but we averaged around 26 to 36% when it comes to the entire account value. So it's just trying to get a total for the tax purposes for this year. It looks like somewhere between 85 and 95,000 in realized gains that we have to pay taxes on. So at a 22% tax rate, which looks like somewhere between 17 and 20,000 on total, which isn't too bad. This year we paid near 50. Right around just over 50,000 in taxes overall. So that was pretty big. So the family accounts we started, here's an example of what we're trying to accomplish. By 2031, we want to take $500 into 70,000. By 2035 to 200,000 plus. So this is what I'm trying to show people, is you can take a very small amount of startup money And if you add a bunch of money early into the account, as much as you can, granted we're only adding like $500-600 a year for contributions, you can see percentage wise what you can gain off of these accounts. Granted, it depends on your percentage every year. So you obviously, if you're at 30%, it's going to be a lot lower, or 40 or 50 or 60%, it's going to be a lot higher. So what I'm most proud of is my daughter's account, who started out as a joke. She wanted a Tesla stock for her birthday in 2020, and it seemed silly. I was like, really? Is that what you really want? And she's been seeing me talk about Tesla and do stuff with Tesla, and so I was like, okay, whatever. So everybody pulled together, and we got some shares, and then those shares split for her. So she ends up having, right now she has about 10.9 shares of Tesla, which is her whole account. But you can see basically that, and she doubled her money this year because, I played it honestly perfectly. I sold out when Tesla was struggling in the beginning of the year, and then I got in the middle of the year and took advantage of the 100% ride. So, but anyway, she started with nothing a year and a half ago, and now she has 11,600 in her account. So I hope this inspires you to start accounts for your family, for your kids, for your grandkids, for your friends' kids. I don't care who you're starting the accounts for. Do this for people that don't understand how to invest, especially if you do understand how to invest. Don't take massive risks for them. Invest in quality companies, and you'll be surprised at the success that you'll have.